Yes. We are live. Welcome to the road to 1 million streams. I am your host, Mike Trampy. Pleasure to have everybody here. I got two incredible guests that I'm really excited to have on the show. I'm going to start with my man who's been on the show before. I had him on Sunday Sounds a couple months back, right when one of his beats was taking off on the platform. My man, Versa Straight.
Yo.
Oh,
what's up?
Sweden, right? You're from Sweden.
Yes, sir.
That's my man. All the way from Sweden. Versa, how are you doing, bro? You good?
Bro, I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful, man. I have you here. I have MaxxBeats here. I have the whole gang in the house, man. It's going to be a very interesting show. I'm very excited for it. Without further ado, I should say, I got my main man, MaxxBeats, in the house. I know him as Mig, but MaxxBeats on BeatStars. Mig, what's up, bro? Pleasure to have you on the show. Uh-oh, he can't hear us.
Give me a second. All right, here we are. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, yeah. We can hear you.
All right, do I need to wear earbuds with this or no? Am I good?
I would prefer if you did, but if it's not the end of the world if you don't.
I have Bluetooth ones, and I feel like I'm hearing like a lot of crackling, but let me see. Tell me.
Yeah, I hear that too.
All right, let me see this. All right, let me hear you guys.
Yeah, you're good, man. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Not in the earbuds. I can hear you from my phone. I'm using my phone right now.
Cool. What up, man? Welcome to the show.
Am I in here?
Okay, there you go. You sound a little
foggy now. What is up?
Oh, now you're super loud.
Oh no!
Oh man!
What's going on, guys? Hey, Versa, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Yo.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Appreciate being on.
Yeah, of course, man. Well, listen, guys, if you've never seen the show before, it's a highlight of members who have reached 1 million streams organically. So it's always a fun show because we get to pick their brains about how they got to 1 million streams. And what you're going to find out is that every member, while they have very different stories, there's a lot of similarities. And one of their similarities is the word consistency. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it a bunch on this show. So I always kind of started off with just kind of getting the background from people and kind of where they started with music and kind of, what their experiences and things like that. So, Mig, since you just came on and you got your earbuds all straight, let's talk to you, man, because I know your story is going to be a lot different from Versa's. You've been in this game for a long time. You've done a lot of things in your career. And then obviously, I don't want to say transitioning, but adding, selling beats online and kind of building your business online came a little bit later as it kind of progressed as BeatStars came around and other things have come around. So I guess just like really quickly, just tell everybody how you got your start in music and how long you've been doing this and when you got on BeatStars. But let's start with like kind of where you started, where you got to kind of get your start in music.
Yeah, I guess most of the community can call me Uncle Mig because I know I'm a bit older than a portion of the guys. I've been in the music industry actually. I was in the major side of the music industry for many years. We're talking about like the early 2000s. I started working on projects for major labels, and I was under the impression that would be the only way to have a career, as I see a lot of producers and artists like chasing kind of like the placement side of things. And after doing that for like many years, I racked up hundreds of credits on artists. I realized that the one thing that was missing for me was kind of like I needed to be free from all the rules. I needed to be free to kind of make my own path. And so basically I started on the major side and I did a lot of, like I said, did a lot of project songwriting, producing, remixing, making tracks for labels. And then, waiting for 6 months to get paid, sometimes a year to get paid. Fast forward, mid 2000s, I had a partnership going that I kind of had to get away from and some life-changing experiences, actually including my dad passing, which I actually look at as one of the strengths that I found to kind of go on my own and break away from all the major side of things and kind of focus a little bit more on taking what I do and creating my own brand and being a little bit more in control of what I do. So I started with selling beats online, transitioning from, doing strictly the paid work from labels to taking my catalog, putting them on a makeshift website that I did with WordPress. I learned it in like, a weekend. It looked like garbage, but I sold my first beat that weekend. It was eye-opening that, wow, I could take a track, put it on this website, and someone's going to buy it. So I was doing that for a couple of years, and I was, before BeatStars was around, I had used obviously other services, and then I came across BeatStars. I said, "This looks really slick. I like the tools. I like where they're going. They're thinking a little bit more about just making music players. They're thinking about this community, and by far, we are the biggest community in the world when it comes to producers interacting with artists and education. And I just said, let me do this. I transferred my entire catalog over, which at the time I think was about 500 or 600 beats. I still have around that many, and it's been a few years. I think it's been 3 or 4 years now. Got a little bit of a slow start after the transition of figuring out how I was going to market. So this is kind of a big deal for me today, is getting to this point where I finally hit the 1 million streams. And you would imagine, like, and I know they're not here, they're in my studio, but I have like plaques from like major projects. But for some reason, my BeatStars plaque, which is on its way, means so much more to me. And I think it's because I gained that independence. I got that while gaining this independence. I wake up every day, I make my tracks, I do my marketing, the PayPals come in, the Stripe payments come in, and I've built a client base of thousands of artists. It's amazing. So that's kind of like where I came from, how I got here.
No, it's an amazing story. Amazing story. And I have the honor of knowing Mig personally. I've known him for 10 to 15 years. I don't even know the exact time. So when he hit that million, I think he texted me like 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, I just hit 1 million. So he was watching those numbers. And I was like, I got to check your account for bots. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, no, I'm messing with you. So I know he was excited, and we're excited too, man, because it's not easy to get to 1 million streams on BeatStars. You hear 1 million streams, you may be like, that's not that much, maybe compared to like a YouTube or something, but it's a lot different, and it's a lot harder in my opinion. So 1 million is insane. So really interesting story.
Really
so yeah, so you're from New Jersey, right? Born and raised, or the area, right? You're and that's where you are now?
We ended up in New Jersey when I was 12. So originally I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay.
And we made our way down here. We was doing the music thing from the early age of, I would say 7. I played the piano for the first time. My neighbor had a piano. I hit the keys on it, and I was just like in another world instantly. I was like, that is beautiful. Like, I want to learn how to play that. So yeah, I started playing, kept playing all those years, ended up in Jersey, and been here ever since. And I don't know why that story had anything to do with that, but I'm sure somewhere it did. Maybe it's the coffee talking. I don't know.
Hey, man, listen, it's all good. Also, too, man, I know I saw some comments in the chat, and I hear it too. Your mic, you're breaking up a little bit. You have a little crackling, so I don't know if it's the headphones. I think you were actually better without the headphones.
All right, let me take this off. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think it's this. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
Give me 1 second for it to pop back in here.
Yeah, we'll test it out in a second here. I'm gonna swing the question.
Yeah, they were cracking for me too. I'm trying to kind of make my way through it. I had a different setup set today. For some reason, it wasn't working with this platform that we're using. I had it
all good, man. We'll get it situated. We just want to make sure everybody can hear you loud and clear, and it's not breaking up for them.
Good. All right. Good.
Yep. Perfect. I'm gonna swing the questions to you, Versa. Like I said, I talked to you before a couple months ago. And you have a very, very interesting story. You and Mig are completely different when it comes to how you got to 1 million. Like, I really dug in and did research, and Mig has, I think his top selling track has like 12,000 or 13,000 streams on it, when your top selling track has like 510,000. So you have one track that extremely just took off, but you have so much other dope, amazing stuff, and you're making sales and doing other things on other stuff. But let's talk about your start, man. Like, let's talk about how you got into music, kind of like what year was it, or what era was it, and kind of what kind of got you headed into the music direction and really got you into producing.
Yeah, so I kind of started making beats like 3 years ago, I think, something like that. But I started actually, like, when I actually got into music, I think I was like 7 years old. My pops told me to play the piano. And I don't know, kind of just, I don't know, I just got really interested in music. In school, I'd always go to like music class, and it was super interesting. I just loved playing all the instruments. And it kind of died off like when I was like 12. Like, I didn't make any music for like 5-6 years. Then like randomly I was on YouTube, and I found like, I don't know, some dude just making a beat on YouTube, just a tutorial. And I was like, that, like he was making it on FL Studio. And it was so crazy to me. Like it just looked like a video game. Like it looked super fun. So, you know, I downloaded it, just tried it out, and kind of got hooked, you know, ever since. So, I mean, it's not like super, super deep story, but that's like how I got into it. I remember asking like a manager at my job where I was working then. I was pretty close with my manager. He knew everything about music. And I asked him, I was like, do you think music producers make a lot of money? Because I didn't know anything. And he's like, yeah, they make a lot of money. Like you can be really rich, and I don't know. And I love music. So ever since then, it was like go time, you know. I just went 100% and just did it.
You have gone 100% because the last time I interviewed you, you did not have that icy chain on your neck. So I know things are going well for you,
You
man.
know, last time you interviewed me, I didn't have 500,000 plays, but
That is true too, man. But that just shows, man. You know, we're in tune with the community. We listen. We're seeing what beats are doing, and you know, we like I said, I talked to you month. I don't even know when that was, man. It was a while ago, but it definitely wasn't at 500,000. So it's really dope to see the growth, man. What do you think it is about that beat? Walk My Chopper. We're gonna play it in a little bit too. And I looked at YouTube. You have about 1.2 million views on YouTube for that beat. So it's translating. You're talking about 50% of the views have translated over to BeatStars, which is really, really rare to see.
I mean, it's really crazy. I can't really say what it is because usually you'll see like beats on YouTube with like 8 million views have like, you know, half of the plays I have on BeatStars. So it's super crazy how, you know, Josh Petruccio also uploaded on his channel, so he has like 1 million on his channel. Wow. So it's like 2 million in total, but still like 500,000 on BeatStars. It's super crazy. I don't even know like why. I guess it's just super easy to freestyle on. And
it is. It's definitely user friendly. Like the pocket on it is very easy for people to jump on. So no, I think it's really interesting because like I said, you and Mig are completely different. You guys have two totally different stories of how you got to 1 million, but I think you guys could both agree that, you know, consistency and good content and you know, being consistent with that good content is really what helped you guys, you know, get to where you're at now. Mig, I want to swing it back over to you and MaxxBeats. Sorry, I call him Mig, so if you get confused, he's Mig from MaxxBeats. But Mig, looking at your stats, man, I was like going through everything as well as verses, and you have, you know, 523 tracks up, obviously 1 million streams, almost 31,000 followers. You're kind of right on the, you know, cusp of that, halfway there to 31,000. You signed up actually back on February 2nd, 2014, 7 years ago. You may not have been active for a little while, but that was the date I see on here. And your YouTube, you have about 8.3 thousand subs, which is really good. Listen, you got more than I got. But I feel like the way you built your business is a lot different than from what a lot of these other guys and girls that we've talked to is. You know, a lot of them utilize YouTube only, or they utilize YouTube and maybe their social medias and stuff like that. And then they have a beat that really takes off, that pushes more eyes and ears to their other tracks, which is, listen, that's a great way of doing it. If you can have one beat that really steers the direction for you and opens up people to the rest of your catalog, great. But your story is a little different. Tell us about what your strategy is and how you approach your business, because I really think, again, you're unique. We kind of come from the same era of, you know, the old school music industry. And I think you've taken some of the things you've learned and applied them, and then also have done a lot of research about how you can build customer bases and fan bases and stay on top of it. So give us a quick walkthrough of kind of what your approach is. Like, you have a beat, you release it. What do you do after that?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I have a website. Like my home base, you know, and then I have my pro page and I have my BeatStars profile. So there's a lot of different things that are going on. YouTube is not my strong suit. It started out as a way for me to do tutorials. And then I think 2.5 years ago, I started actually uploading beats to it. So I personally don't rely on that. Maybe I'm getting sales from there. I just don't really know. It's a little bit tough to track sometimes where some of your sales are coming from. But combination of having a website that I constantly work on and maintain, and running my ads, which I've been running ads forever, not just for this business, but for, as you know, I have a recording studio as well. So I know a lot about pay-per-click advertising, but I think that I brought from the old school when I had to like do a lot of negotiation and do a lot of meetings on a weekly basis. I think I brought a lot of those people skills to the table. So for instance, I have a lot of times where artists they want to get on the phone with me. And I don't hide from them. I book appointments with them and I get on the phone with them. I ask them, what are they trying to do? What are their needs? What's their budget? And I try to work it all out as if I was doing like an actual legit deal, which I still do a ton of deals. Besides the numbers that are on BeatStars, I have 2 other businesses that are related to music that have also grown exponentially. So I think that it's just a combination of uploading the beats, you know, as frequently as I have time to do when I'm not doing all these other things. And then keeping the website updated. I do my email marketing, which is very consistent. And that's been a great thing. And I think when you just tie that all together, customer service is my number one thing. I have the chat box, which it goes off in the middle of the night and I will answer it in the middle of the night. I don't care. I'll answer it in the middle. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to answer this right now. And maybe I'll wake up to, you know, $1,000 sale. I have no problem with getting out of bed for 5 minutes to answer chats. So it's my mentality is all it is business. As much as I love it being music first, it's become for me. And that I think is what when some people hit me up for advice, I think that's the first thing I have to differentiate for them is that it's okay if you want to just make beats for fun. You should be able to just make beats for fun, but you also have to figure out the gap. The gap is that you need to take it from the fun place to now start learning how to get the other side of your brain to understand the concept of even customer psychology, how to make people feel comfortable. They don't know you. You are just, you know, a young guy that has a website and you're asking for PayPal and personal information. Maybe you got to get on the phone with them. Like maybe you have to make them know that you're a real person, jump on a WhatsApp video, something. So I'm not sure if that answers a lot of the question, but
that does.
That's where I come from. I come from not just putting this stuff up there and seeing what happens. I put it up there, pull people in, have questions answered, let them know I'm human, let them know that I know they're human, and then try to close the deals. And the one deal leads to the next deal, to the next. Eventually, they don't need you on the phone. Eventually, they don't need you to answer messages. They know who you are. They know what to expect, and they just start hitting the PayPal and Stripe buttons, and then you have a great relationship. That's what happens.
Tell the chat and even Versa. I don't know if he's aware of this. Tell them about the add to cart feature on the pro page and why it's important. Because this whenever I ever hear you talk about this, it just blows my mind and it's just it's just genius. It's so smart to do and use.
Yeah, I already did since my last screenshots another $3,000 or $4,000 by using my share cart function this week. I basically look at it like this, and if you go into retail stores with like your girlfriend or your wife or if you're a female producer, you've been in a store like a woman's. I have to say it like this because women's clothing stores, typically they have someone who'll be your personal shopper. I've seen it. I've gone shopping. A significant, a girl will come up and say, let me try to find you what you need. And I'm going to bring it to the counter for you. It takes out so much stress for someone that's never bought tracks before that is completely new for me to say, listen, I'm going to grab these tracks. Check them out. Oh, I love them. I'm going to put them in the cart. I'm going to all you have to do is get your PayPal ready or your credit card. And I'm going to give you literally the checkout link with the license that I believe that you need for your project. And they just check out. The first time I did that was when I posted that 2 years ago. It was a $2,000, $2,500 exclusive sale.
Yep, I remember it.
From someone from South America. So like we weren't speaking the same language or anything, but they said they wanted the beat. I said, no problem. Give me 5 minutes. I'll send you a link. I sent the link and I sat there. I said, yeah, okay. They're not just gonna take that link and then and guess what? 10 minutes later, the PayPal came in for $2,500. So I was like, that was when I got that idea. Like, this is personal shopping. You're helping people along. It gives them a lot less steps. You tell them what you ask them what they're looking to do with the project, find the license for them, add it to cart for them, grab that share link, which is on your pro page, So basically you go to the front end of your pro page as if you were a customer, do the shopping, add it to the cart, go to the cart. There's a share button. Copy that, drop it into a text like I got it. And that's it.
That's it. Yeah, the really important thing about this share cart feature. So like you said, if you have a pro page, go on your pro page, just add whatever you want to the cart, go to the cart like you're going to check out, and the share cart button's up top there, and you can give it to them, and it will put them right into your cart with everything that you added. Now you can have your bulk deals on, you can have a coupon code to give them to that they can add. But the other really cool thing is once you give them this link and they land on it, they can play the beats from the cart. They can read the whole license, not just the bullet points, the full license in its entirety. They can add a coupon. Obviously, if bulk discounts are on, that will be triggered into the cart. And all they have to do is literally pay, and they can check out. It's so easy. And I think it's a really cool feature that a lot of people don't use. But again, it's more for like when you're having a conversation with somebody, right? I mean, you could technically you could do those links and then use them in ads, right? Like Instagram ads and stuff, and then put those beats in the ad and then drive the people to the cart with them already in it. You could technically do that too, but overall, I think it works when you're having that one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. And I even thought about putting those as YouTube links, right? But then I was like, okay, now I'm assuming that I know how much they're willing to spend. And one of two things can happen. You put the inexpensive license in there when they would have bought the more expensive license, or you put the more expensive license in there and it turns them off and they run away. So I think it's really important to have that conversation first. And I think you should have the conversations first anyway for long-term growth of your business.
Agreed. No, I think it's great.
You have to.
I think it's great. Versa, man, I kind of want to pick your brain now about a couple like things that you do, right? So, you know, overall, too, just looking at your stats, 379 tracks, million streams, of course, 12.6 thousand followers, been a member since November 2nd, 2017, a little over 30,000 subs on YouTube. And like I said, 1.2 million views on just that one beat alone that translated over, you know, to 506,000 streams. I'm looking at it right now. It's complete insanity, man. And I'm hearing, I don't know if you know, if you heard, and I'm sure you have, NLE Choppa was just on your beat. He just spit something over it. Bro, there's people everywhere. I got sent a link today of like this little white kid rapper with glasses. He looks like he's like 15 years old. Just killing it, though. Like all sorts of crazy stuff, man. So what was your approach? I mean, your experience level is completely different from Miggs. But again, we're on the show together, and this is why it's so cool, because you guys are both kind of on a BeatStars level, kind of in the same place view-wise. So what did you do to get to that? Obviously, we know 500 or some thousand came from Walk My Choppa, but that's not all of it, man. There's another 500,000 plus views that came from other beats and other things that you were doing to market your content. So did Walk My Choppa really just push you so much more traffic and help with other stuff, you think? I mean, I think the obvious answer is yes, but how much of an effect did it have? What were you seeing, and kind of how did you use that momentum too?
I mean, you know, Walk My Chopper really like changed everything. Like it really pushed my channel to like, I don't know, it's like I'm getting probably like double of what I used to get like before, like views a month. So if I would have gotten like 400, 500,000 before, I get over 1 million, you know, every month on YouTube now. And you know, I don't really do any like marketing, like email lists or anything, like ads. I don't do anything. So I just upload daily, and it's strange because, you know, I get a lot of views, and it kind of just translates over to BeatStars, and I don't really know. Like I'm not doing anything special. That's the crazy part. Like I'm just straight up just making beats and uploading it. I guess people just enjoy the beats.
But I mean, I think you said something right there that you are doing something, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with. It's uploading beats and staying consistent. So, you know, I get a lot of people hit me up like, I can't sell beats. And they're like, I've been going at this for 2 years, and I look and they have 22 beats up. I'm like, bro, you've uploaded literally less than a beat a year or a beat a month. Like that's crazy. Like you can't expect those type of results in an online business where things are moving so fast. So I think there's something with that said, dude. Like you have almost 400 beats up in a couple years, you know what I mean? So you're averaging 100 plus beats a year, which is what your average really should be, in my opinion. 100 a year is probably like the minimum. So I think like you were saying, like you are doing something. You're uploading, you're staying consistent. So and again, I think you said something earlier too, and I think you'd be in agreement, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's just, a lot of your beats are simple, but simple in a positive way. I don't say that like, oh, they're simple, like the basic, but simple, like where artists can get on them and they can find that pocket and they can make a dope song, or they can freestyle. And I think that's why we're seeing your beat being used so many times now, not only from people buying licenses or downloading, like, you know, the free not-for-profit license, but also bigger artists now that are jumping on it and wanting to freestyle over it and stuff like that. So is that something you're keeping in mind when you're making beats too? Like, or you're just cooking and you're just uploading them and that's it?
I mean, for sure. Like I used to do like Travis Scott and beats like that before that are like way more complicated and just a lot of shit happening. And they weren't getting the same traffic that these beats are getting. So I kind of just noticed pretty quick, like people just love, the easier, just go to freestyle beats. I got a lot of like emails of people just saying like they just enjoy sitting with like their cousin or just their friends just in the backyard just freestyling just for fun. So and I mean that's a lot of like the music I listen to as well, like a lot of like Key Glock and Cold Cash and Take Keith. So it's a lot of like simple but really really hard beats. So I don't know. I guess I just kind of gravitated towards that a lot more.
No, absolutely, man. Like I said, I think overall it's that consistency of, staying on top of the uploads and giving people what they want. It's important to listen to your customers. And it's the same thing pretty much that Mig was saying about customer service and actually talking to your customers. There's and interacting with them. And there's ways to interact with them without actually talking to them because you're seeing what they want. What are they gravitating to? What are they listening to? What are they buying? I mean, that says a lot. Analytics are definitely a part of understanding your business and providing customer service in a way where you're providing the material that people are looking for. So with that said, I want to play some tracks today. I have to end the show today around 3:50. It usually goes about 4. So I want to get some tracks in before it's already 3:30 here. So I want to get some tracks in and talk about some of these tracks that you guys have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play your top 3 selling tracks from each of you. Meg, we're going to start with you, buddy. Let me pull you up.
Oh no, I'm getting nervous.
And then we're going to talk about these beats, man. We're going to talk about them. Don't be nervous, man. Should be no reason to be nervous.
I'm joking.
Just kidding, Meg. I got in touch with your family, and they gave me the first beat you ever made. We're going to play that right now and see how it sounds. I'm joking. Can you imagine?
I still have them.
Damn, that would have been a great April Fool's joke.
I still have them too, yeah.
All right, here we go. We got you pulled up. All right, let me share my screen real quick. When we play the audio, you guys just mute your mics just so there's no like feedback or anything. People can hear fully once I hit play. Oops, hit the wrong thing. We're going to share my screen. Click this, click that, MaxxBeats, boom. All right, put you guys over to the left. There you go. You guys can see. Everybody see? Okay. All right. So on the marketplace, guys, if you go to someone's profile, I explain this every show, so you may already know this, but if you don't, you go to someone's profile, you can go to the tracks tab here, and then you'll see a menu down here, right? So you can actually sort by top selling. So this is all front facing. So this isn't some back end information I'm looking at and, determining what their top selling beat is. You can actually see, it will tell you what their top selling beat is. So we have Man Eater at about 8.2 thousand views, Inferno 5.1, and Crazed at 2.4. So as you can see, what I was saying, his stuff is a lot more balanced to get to 1 million streams. When we look at verses, you're going to see that huge Walk My Choppa and kind of how that beat really just gave him a ton of traffic, and then it kind of filtered and spilled over to all of his other tracks and helped build him up. So really cool to look at that and kind of see that there's multiple ways to get to 1 million. So people watching, don't think there's one way to get there. There's tons of ways to get there. All right, with that said, let's listen to Man Eater first.
MaxxBeats.
Oh yeah, man, it's Pop Friday. Pop Friday. So we need you to flip this, man, and make it into a trap beat. Take this sample, right? This loop right here.
For sure, bro, for sure. Nah, it's hard, it's hard.
Super fire, man. We got one more, and then let's talk about these joints, man. Crazy.
Thanks.
Crazy. Crazy, man. I want to talk about these. I want to make sure I can get your feedback on these plus versus beats in before we got to go. But dude, incredible stuff, man. Something I noticed that immediately jumped out to me, and everybody else probably noticed it too, is the top 3 selling beats were all tagged with Britney and Lady Gaga, except for the first one, I think, but still in the same realm. I feel like.
Yeah.
What do you think that is, man? Is that I don't want to say is that you're in, but is that like the niche? Is that what you found your fans and your customers are gravitating towards, and you think that's what's selling, or kind of what is it there? Because I think it's great, man. Because I don't see a lot of people utilizing those tags, and I think you're the perfect example, man. And to show that you don't have to just make rap beats or trap beats or drill beats or whatever it is. Like there's so much more out there that people are looking for. So what do you think it is, man, with those 3 tracks?
I mean, once again, coming from a different world, I was a pop songwriter. I was a published writer. Swedish pop was always a huge thing for me. I've been out that way. I've worked with some bigger producers when I was younger out there, and I just felt like at some point I should really dig into what I love like the most, and then realizing that I'm seeing that there's still like a lot of artists now, being that I have a studio too. I know that they still love early Britney, 2000s, early 2000s Gaga, and I said to myself, isn't that like a lane that really is not being completely utilized? So why trying to like make what everybody else is making? Because I found that while if you go through my catalog, you're going to see that there's also like a ton of hip hop. There's a ton of old school boom bap. There's a lot of trap beats, and I sell an equal amount of everything. But when I started doing the YouTube a little bit more like consistently, I was getting, and I still am getting a lot more consistent views and feedback on my pop stuff. So I was like, you know what, let me go with that. And it's proven to be a good move. I mean, it's what I've always done naturally, and I enjoy doing it. And once again, I feel like I'm filling a gap for artists that are not doing that. I get hit up all the time, like, oh my God, I typically don't find these kind of beats that I'm looking for. Usually everything's hip hop, and then I come to your site, and then there's all this like retro sounding European pop. And I'm like, that's the stuff that I love. So I mean, might as well continue to do it.
I love it. No, this is what I tell people who are just joining, or maybe struggling, who maybe just recently joined and maybe aren't seeing the results that they want. I think this is the first thing you should look at, really understanding what you enjoy making, and then checking and doing your research to see if there's a void that you can fill, right? Or if there's a niche that you can hop on and really kind of, I don't want to say control it, but like have a better shot. I'm not saying don't make trap beats, don't make other beats, but if you like a certain genre better and you just like producing it and it's what you gravitate towards, like do the research, see if there's something that you can do that's different from what other people are doing, or maybe it's just not available really. And then you can use that as a way to really build your core audience. Because listen, I feel like everything's marketable. Like there's something out there for everybody. So it's just about finding that and then using that and then expanding out, and then you can dabble and other stuff as you go. So just something to think about. No, I was just gonna say just something to think about for sure. All right, cool. So I want to get versus tracks playing. I know everybody's excited to hear Walk My Chopper. They're like 506,000 views on BeatStars. It's insanity. I was like, what is going on? Why is it here twice? But that's because he has it featured. But okay, so we got Walk My Chopper at 506,000. We the ones at almost 17K, and then Like Me at 13K. So let's listen to these, and then versus we'll pick your brain real quick, about these joints after. All right, let's get it. Walk My Chopper.
I love you, Bobby.
Hey, V, line them up.
I play this beat every time I'm late to an appointment because I feel like it just gets me there quicker.
Hey, V, line them up.
Uh-oh, I know this one.
Hey, V, line them up.
you know, absolutely fire, man. And it's really cool to see kind of the difference just between both you guys and your progression over time. I think you guys, come obviously from two different eras of creating music as well as marketing music. But yet we're all here together. And I think that's kind of like the real picture and the real point, I think, of why I personally like doing these shows and why I want to do them, and why I put certain producers together on shows, because I always like to show kind of how there's not one way to get there, right? There's multiple ways. So I'm really, really impressed, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Just kind of seeing both of your approaches and kind of what you're both bringing to the BeatStars platform. So thank you guys for being here and breaking all your stuff down and showing us your stuff. Really quick too, Versa. I asked of course, brother. I asked Mig, about his tags, and like I noticed a lot of your tags were similar too, with the key Glock and the freestyle. Is that just something that you started with, or you kind of noticed over time? I just kind of wanted to get some clarity on that, because I feel like your top selling beats all kind of fell in that same realm. And I find it interesting that Mig's top selling all kind of had the same tags, and that your top selling all kind of had the same tags. So what do you think that is the reason? Like the reason for that?
I don't know. I guess people we have the same types of people coming back to our beats. I mean, I just looked up like the top tags at the time when I was uploading like a beat, and it was like freestyle type beat or whatever. So I just kind of stuck with those tags because it kind of worked out. So I don't know, it just works. So I just kind of go with the same tag.
For sure. No, dude. Well, listen, guys, I really appreciate you guys both being on. Before we get out of here, like I said, I have to end it a couple minutes early today. We're doing an event over on Clubhouse. Actually, it's my first time going on Clubhouse, so this should be very interesting. If you're a fan of myself, BeatStars, and the community overall, definitely hop on Clubhouse. It's Team 808 Clubhouse. We're going to be on 4 p.m. That starts, but this event's about you guys, so let me not talk about myself anymore. Mig, man, talk to the people, let them know, where they can find you, your pro page, your Instagram, your MySpace, your whatever you got still. I got my MySpace still. No, I'm joking. Just tell the people where they can find you, man. If they want to collaborate, send you loops, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know if my MySpace is still out there, but the best place to reach me is on Instagram at MaxxBeats, MaxxBeats. My website is MaxxBeats.com, MaxxBeats.com. My pro page is MaxxBeats.net. So I have that, similar names, and .net.com, and then BeatStars it's MaxxBeats.
Word up, man. Well, dude, thank you for being here, sharing your story, sharing your music. We really appreciate it, man. I think hopefully people learned some stuff in the chat, and Big is a very easy person to talk to. As you heard earlier, if you text him at 3 o'clock in the morning about a beat, he will respond. So
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Making
appreciate you being.
I feel if I make everyone else happy, it's gonna end up also making me happy. So it always does.
Same mind state I have, bro. Same mind state I have. Karma's a beautiful thing. So
I'll catch up with you.
Appreciate you, brother. Versa, man, same thing, dude. Tell them where they can find you, kind of what you're working on, if they want to send you loops or collaborate, anything like that.
Yeah, all info is on, on my Instagram. You can see it right here. Versa on YouTube, and just, go on the top charts on BeatStars and you'll find it right there.
He came in with that. He came in with that subliminal go on the top
it's
chart.
The chain,
It is the chain. You're getting all icy on me. No, dude, listen, I appreciate you rocking out with me again. Every time I hit you up, if I have a question for you or want you to do something, you hit me right back and you're on it, man. So I appreciate that. Of course, man. So guys, go check these guys out, support them. You know what I mean? Pick their brains if you have questions. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer for you. And then something I do in every show, which I'm going to do, is I link you guys an email. I always get people on the show, and I try to get a collaboration going. I'll see if it happens, because I know a lot of people I've linked in the past I haven't really heard anything from. So I got to start following up with you guys, holding you guys accountable.
Sounds good.
But nah, I always like to challenge people to do that, and it's always fun to see what happens. I love it. So hell yeah, man. All right, guys. Well, listen, have a great weekend. Again, thank you, Versa. Thank you, MaxxBeats, for being on here. This is the Road to 1 Million Streams. I am your host, Mike Traby, aka the Producer Whisperer. Catch me on Clubhouse in 8 minutes. We out of here, people. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.